The world is full of things that sound made up but are completely true, and by the time you reach the end of this list, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew for sure. Let's start with a password-protected bird. The brown-headed cowbird lays its eggs in other birds' nests, leaving its young to be raised by strangers. But here's the twist: adult cowbirds use a special vocal password that only their chicks can recognize, unlocking their ability to learn songs. It's nature's version of parental control. Speaking of communication, Papua New Guinea might just be the linguistic capital of the world. Over 850 languages are spoken across the islands, many understood by just a few thousand people each. It's a living museum of human speech, proof that diversity runs deeper than we can imagine. But not all creatures are so sociable. Great white sharks will abandon a hunting ground for up to a year after encountering a single killer whale. That's how terrifying orcas are, even to apex predators. Humans, meanwhile, once found entertainment in something much darker. In 17th and 18th century Europe, nobles enjoyed a sport called fox tossing, where couples hurled live foxes high into the air using slings. It was gruesome for everyone involved. Participants sometimes got clawed, and the animals rarely survived. You don't have to look far to find strange life forms either. Just look in the mirror. Tiny eyelash mites called demodex live on your skin. They're microscopic, transparent, and completely normal, unless you have too many of them. If you think flying cars are futuristic, think again. The first one, the Taylor Aerocar, was built in 1949. It could detach its wings, fly at 100 miles per hour, and drive on roads at 60 miles per hour. It never went mainstream, but it proved the dream was possible, long before Elon Musk was born. Science also shows that some people see the world differently, literally. Studies found that goalkeepers' brains process visual and audio information faster than most humans. That lightning reaction time could explain those impossible saves that make fans scream. Even Hollywood owes its fame to a clever escape. The movie industry originally began in New York, but producers fled west to Los Angeles to escape Thomas Edison's patents on film technology. The sunshine was great, but freedom from lawsuits was better. And while paleontologists have given us vivid images of dinosaurs, most species are known from just a single tooth or bone. Every skeleton in a museum started as a fragment, painstakingly pieced together from clues millions of years old. In early baseball, the game itself was different. Between 1900 and 1919, the dead ball era made home runs nearly impossible thanks to softer, loosely wound balls. It favored pitchers like Cy Young, while hitters like Ty Cobb had to rely on pure skill to shine. Now, a domestic debate: cats versus dogs. While more US households have dogs, there are actually more pet cats overall, 94 million compared to 89 million dogs. Cats quietly win the numbers game, just as they always do. But before you grab a drink to celebrate your feline friend, here's a gross fact. Ice from fast food restaurants is often tested dirtier than toilet water. Studies found fecal bacteria in the ice machines of major chains, including Starbucks, thanks to poor cleaning routines. And while hydration is good, overdoing it can kill you. Water intoxication happens when you drink too much water without replacing electrolytes, leading to fatal hyponatremia. Even water in excess becomes poison. Meanwhile, the ocean holds literal treasure: 20 million pounds of gold, dissolved so thinly it's like finding sugar in a swimming pool. Scientists know it's there, but we simply don't have a way to mine it. Sometimes, discovery comes from pure luck. In 2012, a fifth grader named Clara Lazen invented a new molecule while playing with a chemistry diagram. Her teacher sent it to a lab, and they confirmed it was real. Alfred Nobel, meanwhile, made his fortune inventing dynamite, and later used it to fund the Nobel Peace Prize, perhaps to balance out the destruction his work caused. Nature reminds us who's boss. The largest tsunami ever recorded hit Alaska's Lituya Bay in 1958, soaring over 1,700 feet high, taller than the Empire State Building. It obliterated everything in seconds. Even friendship holds scientific surprises. A 2018 study showed that friends share more DNA than strangers, enough to be 2/3 as genetically similar as married couples. And if you're ever exposed to radiation, the best move is simple: get naked. Removing your clothes gets rid of 90% of radioactive particles instantly. In case of a blackout, you could technically charge a phone with urine. Scientists found that the minerals in 2.5 cups of pee can power a phone for 3 hours, but please let that remain a last resort. History also has its villains. Thomas Edison electrocuted an elephant named Topsy in 1903 to prove his competitor Nikola Tesla's electricity was dangerous. It was a cruel publicity stunt, and he filmed the entire event. On the brighter side, a NASA engineer named Lonnie Johnson used his rocket science background to invent the super soaker, turning water into summer fun instead of warfare. Medicine wasn't always as safe. In the 1800s, Surgeon Robert Liston was famous for being the fastest blade in Britain, but one operation went so wrong, he accidentally cut off his assistant's fingers and killed 3 people in one go, a 300% mortality rate. Wildlife experts in South Africa found that animals fear humans more than lions. When speakers played human voices near watering holes, animals fled twice as often as when they heard lion roars. Even your dog's tail hides secrets. You know, wagging to the right means happiness, while to the left, well, that's fear. A low wag signals insecurity, and a stiff, rapid wag can mean aggression. Fascinating, isn't it? Michael Faraday, often called the father of electricity, grew up poor and started working at the tender age of 13. But his experiments, they changed the world forever. Quite an inspiring journey, don't you think? And yes, helium really does make your voice squeaky because, well, sound waves travel twice as fast through it as they do through air. It's a bit of science magic, really. Centuries before Hollywood smiles, black teeth were actually a fashion trend. Queen Elizabeth I's love for sugar rotted her teeth, and, well, women across England began darkening theirs to imitate her. Even crime has culinary taste. Cheese is the most shoplifted food in the world, with about 4% of all cheese stolen every year. And finally, your dog's bathroom dance actually has a purpose. Research shows that dogs prefer to poop facing north or south, aligning themselves with Earth's magnetic field. That little spin they do, it's them calibrating their inner compass. From fox tossing to flying cars, these truths really prove that reality is always stranger and honestly, infinitely more fascinating than fiction.